Mike, if you were going to give one piece of advice, to a manager, maybe it's a general manager, a fixed ops, director, service manager, one piece of advice, or maybe some guidance or wisdom on, maybe they're looking to get into some training or they're interested, in doing some training, but they're not quite sure, what's right or how to start. What's one piece of advice, or maybe it's two to three, that you could give them?
Well, first of all, they need to understand that the time and the cost involved to do training is invaluable. You can always tell a well-oiled machine from one that has zero training or limited training. And so whatever you can do to keep people trained consistently, and I think that's, consistently is a big deal for me because I think that's the bullet point that gets everything to the next level. The problem with today's training is they'll call somebody like myself in to a dealership, and then I won't be back there for 6 months or a year. First of all, a lot of things can change in 6 to 12 months, obviously, especially in today's world. And they aren't held accountable to it, and they aren't watched and coached on it constantly. Eventually, some of it, if not all of it, falls apart.
Yeah.
And that's a huge problem. The other thing, and the reason why I chose to work with you and Tom in your company is because most training is disruptive during the course of business or offsite. Now, that's better than no training at all. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Some training is better than no training. But if a company like yours can offer training that can be done at their convenience, I think the learning process is going to be more successful for the long term.
Yeah. Yeah, we can get them some, that tactical piece of how to execute on it, which right, is our kind of big thing. It's, hey, how do we provide the knowledge, but then also the understanding? Because I know a lot of people that have a ton of knowledge, but they don't really have the understanding piece. And when things go a little south, right, then it falls apart. But somebody that truly has the understanding and the knowledge and understands how to execute on it, well, those are the ones that can adapt and really grow and drive that business in key moments where they're needed.
Yeah, I think that goes to the point of we often talk about in the business what's in it for the customer, but we also have to look at our team and say what's in it for them. So, explaining that going through this training is going to allow you a better process for your customers. If things work better between you and your customers, guess what happens? Not only is everybody happy, but you're typically a lot more successful because we know that happy customers spend more money. They come back, they become repeat and referral customers. So the WIFM analogy doesn't work just for customers. It can work. It should work for your team as well.